night a bitch nigga shot a real nigga. But we don't make no diss records, we just deal with it. Plus I be going through a lot, I never talk about it. And they using niggas songs in court, so I can't talk about it. Rap niggas think I'm dumb, like I don't see the play. I let them think they got the ups, then get them out the way. On FaceTime, my brother telling me he shot my mama, telling me to chill, but I know he seen that nigga face. But that's enough about that part. Talking about respect, well, it's a must about that part. Playing with my money, well, then it's up about that part. Cause when it's time to play ball, don't give a fuck about that part. They know I'm that nigga when they see me. Her man crush been a hater, and her little brother won't beat me. Her friend been on my dick since I was passing out CDs. Her baby daddy a mark and her boyfriend probably a weenie. 3,300 on my book bag. Let some niggas in the past, but I don't look back. Shit kinda different, I ain't the man that I was. I seen death in too many forms, and I ain't never really shook that. Don't let him rock you to sleep, true colors better believe him. I know that God got me, but I be riding with my reaper. Praying with my kids, and even then I got my heater. And I be stepping so hard, this hoes in $1,000 sneakers. Take your bitch when I meet her, and you ain't seen her in about 3 days. Knew I was a threat, I passed that stick like a relay. Spin it back to back, it's like a motherfucking replay. Turn your son into a bitch when I shoot, I think I'm D-Wade. Told him I'm a savage, if I want it, I'ma have it. Playing with my lettuce, cook your head like a cabbage. Tell them that I'm rich and I'm solid, that's the advantage. Bitch, bad kids, fresh little nigga, you can't stand it. Tell them big checks, yardsticks, not a roof. All I smoke is ops and I don't never smoke a hookah. Looking for a blessing that's worth it, Jesus and Judas. Tell them niggas game 6, my whole team full of shooters. I slide on a nigga like a motherfucking flip-flop. Pressure on your homie and I promise he a flip-flop. Talking that wookie-woo, something. I know the police listen, so I ain't really saying nothing. I know these niggas envy, they can't manage how they feel. Jealousy's for bitches, you niggas pussy for real. A nigga get the drop and he happen to shoot. First we heal up and get back, we ain't going on the shirt, I swear to God, nigga.
Wooty-woo, something. I know the police listen, so I ain't saying nothing. Talking that wooty-woo, something. Nigga cock back and aim and leave you bleeding where you running, swear to God, nigga.
What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal? What's the deal, y'all? We're trying to type in the NT and Trap News Network. Back in the same, like cracking the same here at TNN. Trap News Network. It's that good news for you. It's that good knowledge, though you ain't finna get nobody's college, though, big dog. Hit the like, hit the comment, hit the subscribe button for everything we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. Now, this one, I kind of want to jump into, man. So, you want to be a part of the Trapper Mafia, like, comment, subscribe. Y'all know what to do. TRAP, NEWS, NTWRX, Trap News Network. Fat Joe has a tricky case upon him. Yes, man, Fat Joe has found himself in some extreme legal trouble. Let's get into this content. Shout out to Urban Politician TV. Let's get into it. Let's go.
Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in as Fat Joe and former Terror Squad artist, producer, and songwriter T.A. are back in the headlines once again. But this time, he's suing Fat Joe for $20 million and throwing out even heavier allegations, saying that he dealt with underage girls, was involved in sexual crimes and coercion with him while they were on tours and traveling, and he was forced to do these acts. Now, this has been going back and forth with these two in the media already. Once he called Joe a pedophile before. He filed a lawsuit a couple months ago. This was after TA had already put legal stuff out there about Joe owing the money, not properly compensating him for his work that he did with Terror Squad since 2006. But now, this one right here hit the storm with all these other sexual allegations and lawsuits. And you calling somebody a pedophile, you know that's going to stand all over the timeline and be all in the headlines. But this is not a criminal case. There are no charges filed. Nobody has been arrested. There's been no physical evidence. This means that this is strictly going to a federal court to be saw. It's going to be pushed forward. But this is not a case. Nobody saw any physical evidence. Nobody's charged. According to court documents reviewed by Complex, Terrence T.A. Dixon has filed a $20 million lawsuit against the Bronx rapper, accusing him of labor exploitation, financial fraud, sexual manipulation, violent intimidation, and psychological coercion. The complaint filed Thursday in U.S. District Court, Southern District of New York, states Dixon had worked for Fat Joe, legal name Joseph Antonio Cartagena, for 16 years. Dixon claimed his role went far beyond that of a typical hype man, as he also served as a writer and background vocalist on tracks like Congratulations, Ice Cream, and Money Over Bees. Dixon said he was never properly compensated for his creative contributions. The plaintiff claims Fat Joe forced him into humiliating situations, including recorded sex acts and threats of abandonment in foreign countries if he refused compliance. According to the suit, Dixon was coerced into more than 4,000 sexual acts to maintain its standing within the enterprise. However, the most darking allegations in the complaint involve underage girls identified as minor duds. Dixon said he witnessed Fat Joe have sexual relationships with two then 15-year-olds and a 16-year-old. The first teen was described as a Dominican girl living in New York City who would perform oral sex and other sexual acts on Fat Joe in exchange for cash, clothing, and payment of her cell phone bill. Fat Joe allegedly began having sex with minor Doe too when she was 15 and paid for her travels as well as her Brazilian butt lift. Dixon said that the girl is now married to a professional athlete. The plaintiff claimed Fat Joe met minor Doe 3 when she was 15 and began developing feelings for her, so much so that he even contemplated leaving his wife. Additionally, Dixon claims the aforementioned enterprise engaged in money laundering and tax evasion schemes. According to the suit, Fat Joe and his co-defendants artificially inflated Dixon's tax liabilities in effort to conceal their extensive wage theft. The lawsuit.
Yeesh. Sheeshertons, man. Hashish. Hashish. Fat Joe, what are you doing? And they saying a minor. That's no bueno. No bueno, no bueno, no bueno, no bueno, no bueno. That's no way, Jose. Ooh-wee, man. We gonna see where this one go. Because these are some serious charges. And if in fact the charges become proven to be true, he will face jail time. He will face jail time. That's just that. You feel me? So, sheesh. Let's keep going. God, oh man, this is crazy.
Joe sued Dixon for extortion and defamation. The rapper claimed that on March 23rd, he received a letter from Dixon and an attorney demanded compensation for singing and ghostwriting services. Several weeks later, Dixon allegedly threatened to file a complaint that included sex trafficking, statutory rape, fraud, and forced labor accusations, of all which Fat Joe has denied. The story is still developing as more is coming out, it's getting updated in real time. Now, first and foremost, I gotta say this. Innocent until proven guilty on Fat Joe with these allegations. This is not a criminal case. And I want to say this as well. This is the same lawyer that had the case with Lil Rod and he's done other cases where things got rearranged and lawsuits and stuff like this. Same lawyer, the same guys involved with this up in the Southern District of New York. I don't care who it is or who it involves. Can't no man make another man do nothing sexually that he is not a part of and that he don't want to do. Now, I'm not saying that these acts are cool and acceptable, what Fat Joe is accused of allegedly doing. Of course it's not cool. Fat Joe denied that as well. But if you a nigga there and you coming and telling us what another nigga was doing with a 15 and 16-year-old and he made you sit down and do this type of stuff too and you partook in it, that means you not a victim. You was a volunteer. I don't want to hear nothing about no lawsuit. Do what y'all do. I know it's a lot of people out here who gonna think that Ant is just talking. I don't care. Y'all don't tell me how to think. Y'all don't know how to tell me how to process real information in real life, my nigga. Can't no man make you go do nothing sexual unless you say, hey, I'm willing to let somebody put money over my head and I'm willing to take a payment for it. Like I said, you are a nigga that is doing it by choice, not by force. You are there doing the sexual acts or the gay for pay, or you are doing something strange for a little piece of change. It just is what it is. Strange for change and fame. And it's a lot of that where niggas be saying that this happened, that happened, don't make sense for me. There's no way you can force a man by offering him amount of money, do this, and nigga, I'll get in, you gonna get paid this much or you gonna get fired. No, that's the day a nigga supposed to quit. This job ain't the one that I want. I'm not finna be doing nothing sexual for no hours, and you for sure ain't finna have a nigga around no underage girls doing no sexual acts, and we not finna be forced. What the nigga did, calculated the hours? Look here, man. It's just what I stand on, the truth when it comes to this. We keep seeing these sex charges getting weaponized, and they get more and more prominent in the game. You see what Diddy going through right now. Innocent until proven guilty on this case. When all the facts come out, the decision be made on that. Certain things Diddy had going on, most definitely weird. Pissy Diddy. Nasty Cassie, Dirty Daphne, they had a lot of wild stuff going on. And when you engage in these type of things, you shooting yourself in the foot as a freaky nigga, pissy Diddy nigga like Diddy. But then you also see Jay-Z got dragged into some stuff which completely came off as super duper false. Then we seen all the other storylines surrounding the Diddy stuff. Then you see these other cases with Nelly got caught up in that stuff. There was a complete lie back in a few years ago, complete debunked lie. Also the stuff with you see what Bill Cosby went through. We don't know what's what. See what Tyler Perry going through now. They even put Smokey Robinson up in something recently. Some niggas might be doing this stuff. I'm not saying that niggas don't do this stuff and it don't happen in the world. It do. But when I see niggas come out and say, man, nigga forced me to do this, the niggas forced me to do that, nah, nigga, you with that if it went down, because we don't even know if any of this went down. I'ma say it didn't, because if one thing about a lawsuit, well, a lot of people didn't like what I said about the Diddy lawsuits in the beginning. Once one part of the lawsuit is completely debunked and deemed as false, that means the whole lawsuit is not credible. You can't have a lawsuit where certain parts of it is true, but the other parts of the lawsuit are false. That means you just going for money in a cash grab, which a lawsuit is not a legal case. You didn't go to the police. You are looking for money at the end of the day. That's just what's going to make people question it. It is what it is. Fat Joe and his team have denied this. I like to keep it all the way factual. If something come out that documents these things is true and said this happened, we'll most definitely come on here and speak the real on it. Under no circumstances is we condoning and co-signing or aligning and saying it's respectful or honorable for nobody to be dealing with no underage women at all, my nigga. We don't play them type of games. But we'll keep y'all updated. Tell me what y'all think. We got more coming, more videos, all at 1,000 for sure.
One thing is for sure and two things for certain. If you play a freaky game, you're going to win a freaky prize. See what's going on with all these men around this. Situation with Fat Joe is kind of sketchy right now. I don't know, man. I don't know what to think. I don't know if it's yes. I don't know if it's no. I don't know if he will. I don't know if he won't. But as these stories are more to continue to develop, one thing that Big Ant, the spokesman, said that was true. At that point, that's when you're supposed to leave the situation. If you saying, hey, I'm going to pay you to do this. If you don't do this, blah, blah, with you, bam, that's when you're just supposed to quit. And you can just remove yourself from that entire situation. No one as a grown man can force you to conduct yourself in a salacious act for payment unless that's what you actually wanted to do. It's free avenue, and it's free. We go.